he mastered walking a long block and never spilling a drop while carrying a beer-filled pail. At 12, he ran away from home to no avail. At 17, he delivered the holiday mail. At 8, At 17, he delivered the holiday mail. At 18, he tried selling aluminum siding, but was a fail. At 18 and a half, for money joy, he became the Pants Factory's bundle boy. A Renaissance man, who knows where it all began? There was no plan, a Renaissance man. He's been a mailman, a piano mover, and a groover, a motel clerk, rarely a jerk, a hospital's evening card man, now takes Losartan, a lifelong learner and a yearner for all things true, new, and old, a truth seeker and a speaker on topics bold. He's a rapper, sometimes dapper, always a scrapper and a power napper. A Renaissance man, who knows where it all began? There was no plan. He had chats with cool cats and wore many hats across the land. A Renaissance man. He's a writer and a fighter for all people to feel glee and be free. That includes all of you, him and me. Let's now put an end to all bigotry. He's a video maker, but not a Quaker or a faker. Sometimes a partaker when on a caper. He's a singer and a for the fences swinger. A winner and a sinner who knows B.F. Skinner. A Renaissance man, who knows where it all began? There was no plan. He had chats with cool cats and wore many hats across the land. A Renaissance man. He's a thinker and sometimes a drinker who grows a bean sinker for a strike. A planner who knows planning is everything. Thank you, Ike. A baseball and as a baseball and football coach, he had a meticulous approach. Long a fan of Stan the Man, he took delight in watching baseball's perfect night. He's been a candy factory dispatcher, a rapper, a fan of Thatcher, and an in-the-ride catcher. He's been a professor and a confessor and wears ties of Escher. He's an artist, not an alarmist. He pumps iron like a lion, deals with life's bumps and slumps without going into the dumps. A Renaissance man, who knows where it all began? There was no plan. He had chats with cool cats who wore many hats across the land. A Renaissance man. In multiple computer languages, he learned to program, went on to pass the CPA exam. Let me mention here that he got certified as a software engineer. Always dreamed of being an entertainer, but was certified as a personal trainer. And never a nutritionist, but he was a certified hypnotist. Working as a consultant, led to many IT and then to many university faculty. In his various jobs managerial, he was never imperial and always antibacterial. Renaissance man, who knows where it all began? There was no plan. He had chats with cool cats and wore many hats across the land. A Renaissance man. If they can't do it, he can. A Renaissance man.
Whoa! Give me here, man. I'm talking about Renaissance man. Y'all give it up for Gary. Oh! Man, that's a rap in effect.